What up, film fans? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to episode 400. Welcome to Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu. Welcome to another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Juan. I am joined by the cast, crew, the Grogu of our story. Zach, what's up, man?
It seems appropriate because I have no hair, so it seems appropriate for that. No, man, doing good. We're celebrating the big 400. What does that feel like?
Man, the big 400, and what better way to celebrate it than having a Star Wars topic as the conversation? That's the topic of conversation today. Man, how was your lengthy Memorial Day vacation?
It was good, dude. Why is it when you're off, like time flies, and then just like when you're working, just like time goes back to regular, how it moves?
Yeah.
But we got a lot done. Got some movies to talk about. So yeah, it was pretty good overall. What about you?
Same, man. It was really, really good. Memorial Day, I don't know what it is, but Memorial Day just hasn't felt very memorial in a long time. I don't know if that's good or bad, but let's say how did you celebrate?
We kind of did our thing. We just took our flowers out. We just get like fake flowers and put them out at the cemetery. And our cemetery right next to us, they serve like free hamburgers and hot dogs on Memorial Day weekend and Memorial Day. So we got us a free burger. So it seems weird, but hey, it saved us about $30. So,
man, that's pretty interesting stuff, man. Can you get a hot dog and a burger, or you have to choose?
I mean, if you bring your family, you can maybe get one of each. Just not give one for don't give it to the kid, and you can have the hamburger and the hot dog.
There you go. Let's get into the topic of conversation here before too long. We are going to talk it's not really a top 5. We are going to rank our favorite Star Wars movies, but that's a little bit later on in the show. For right now, let's talk recent watches and recommendations. I'll go quick, real rapid fire, real quick. Last week we talked, I believe I had started my John Singleton watch with Poetic Justice and Baby Boy. This week I finished the trilogy by watching Boys in the Hood. I checked out Wuthering Heights. Yeah. I checked out Bruce Lee, The Man and the Legend, the Criterion documentary.
Okay.
I checked out We Bury the Dead with fellow co-star Star Wars Daisy Ridley. Not very good at all.
Okay. Saves me an hour and a half. Okay.
Yeah, it was very, very terrible. And then I rewatched Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. I did go check out Mandalorian and Grogu for today's episode. For some reason, it was rainy this week. I wanted to watch Godzilla from 1998, so I rewatched that. Set It Off. I had never seen Set It Off, so I checked that out. Vivica A. Fox, Jada Pinkett Smith. It was a pretty good heist movie. If you're into 90s heist films, and it's done by a complete female cast, it was really good. But my big kind of watch over the week, I didn't get to catch up on Euphoria last night or on Sunday night, so that's a negative on my part. I will have that review next week. But I did get to watch for the first time Escape from New York and Escape from Los Angeles. 2 John Carpenter movies that I have and I owned, and I haven't seen it since I've owned them. Escape from New York is really good, really dark and grimy. Escape from LA is not as good as the first, but it's still pretty fun. So,
okay.
If I had to recommend anything, and I finished the Roast of Kevin Hart on Netflix.
Yeah, that 3.5 hour roast.
Dude, that's insane. I had to watch an hour and a half one day and then an hour and a half another day.
Yeah, do roasts need to be that long?
No.
Why? Is it because it's Kevin Hart? That's why.
I think now that Netflix has taken over, they want to make these live events feel grandish. Because I don't know if the Tom Brady one was 3 hours.
I think it was, yeah.
So, but yeah, Zach, what about you? If I had to recommend anything, go pick up that John Singleton Criterion trilogy, or just find some way to watch those 3 movies. I think Baby Boy might be streamed on Hulu. Boys in the Hood is just fantastic. Poetic Justice is really good. So I'm really pushing for you guys. If I could recommend anything, go check out a John Singleton movie, one of those 3.
The John Singleton universe.
Yeah. So what about you? Check anything fun out this week?
Went and saw Mandalorian and Grogu for today's episode. Go ahead and preview next week. Watch The Terminator. You can stream that on HBO Max. I'll save my thoughts for next week. Last week was the final episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Watched that live while it was going on, and so I went, and then it kind of made me want to go back, and someone uploaded the last episode of The Late Show with David Letterman and just kind of compare and contrast the different endings. And I'd probably say Letterman did a better job. He did a better job of like going back and replaying the big moments of the show. Dude, that Late Show, it's been on the air since about as long as we've been alive. And so it's just kind of crazy that, it's come to an end. It's no longer a thing anymore, but that's a whole.
So they're doing away with it, or are they just getting a new host?
No, it's done. CBS pulled the plug, and that was technically its series finale.
I feel like, sooner or later, whether this is good or bad, I feel like it's going to be the same with all late night shows.
Yeah, I agree.
I
don't think we'll have late night television anymore.
Or just have them streaming exclusively on Hulu or something. But really, who stays up for that?
Nobody.
Who stays up for that when they can just catch the clips that they want the next day?
Well, that's true. That's exactly true. Because I only got to do that because I was off. Otherwise, I would have just watched it the next day. Yeah. It's not a thing that like it used to be anymore. Late night television.
Yeah.
The completest part of my brain needed to do this just so that like I finished it. I rewatched the series finale of Stranger Things because I went and saw it in the theater, but I hadn't finished it on Netflix. And so my brain was like itching. It's like, hey, you got to finish that. 5 months later, after its debut, I still think it's a great series finale. I know it got a lot of mixed reviews and some people didn't like it and whatever. It kind of did a Return of the King thing where you thought it was going to end and it had like 15 different endings, which I can acknowledge that. But man, I still think it's a great series finale. About a month or two afterwards, they released a documentary called One Last Adventure, which is a 2-hour documentary about the making of the final season. So I'm about to start watching that. And then today on my last day off, went and saw I Love Boosters, which is from Boots Riley, who did Sorry to Bother You, I think, with the Lakeith Stanfield.
Oh, yeah.
And went and saw Passenger. It's fine.
Let's talk.
I think I like it a little bit more than you did, but yeah.
Let's talk about that. Yeah, I gave that movie a 1.5 stars. Yeah, I didn't like Passengers at all. It was so predictable. All the jump scares you could see coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the ending was just like the evil bad guy spirit looked like Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time.
Basically. And the thing that sucks about it is that, that teaser where it's just the two guys in the car, that was like the best part of the movie, but you already knew what was going to happen from that teaser trailer.
Yeah.
So if they hadn't shown that probably would have been a pretty cool opening.
I heard Obsession is way better.
Oh, Obsession is like 10 times better. If you haven't got a chance to see that, you go check that out.
Yeah. So you have anything you'd want to recommend?
Terminator for next week. Go HBO Max it up. I'd say Stranger Things, and go check out the past episodes of The Late Show. They have David Letterman and Colbert on YouTube. So if you want to know what us millennials remember what late night television show was like, you can check that out on YouTube.
Nice. Let's get into our ranking of our top 5 favorite Star Wars films. this concludes all of our conversation topic of a Star Wars film. We've covered the prequels, the sequels, the 3 original films, the solo movie, Rogue One. Now this is probably our last Star Wars movie ever until we do maybe Starfighter next year with Ryan Gosling.
Yep.
So let's dig into that. So Zach, if you want to go ahead and do your honorable mentions.
My honorable mentions are going to be Phantom Menace, and I know this is going to get a lot of blowback, and I understand, I get it, but it's just not one that is relevant to me personally. My official honorable mention is Empire Strikes Back. So,
if I had to name my honorable mentions, it's probably going to be Solo and Episode 3.
Okay.
I'll start off with number 5. My number 5 is going to be Rogue One.
Okay.
Again,
I'll follow you because that's my number 5 as well. So
okay. Well, let me just go ahead and go through mine rapid fire real quick. Number 4 for me is going to be Return of the Jedi. My number 3 favorite is going to be Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, A New Hope. And my favorite is Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. My number 5 is Rogue One. Number 4 is A New Hope. Number 3 is today what we're talking about, Mandalorian and Grogu. Number 2 is Revenge of the Sith, and then number 1 is Force Awakens. Force Awakens is like such a great opening to that trilogy, but it's just a shame what we ended up getting. So.
But Zach, let's get ready to dig into Mandalorian and Grogu. IMDb currently has it. Sorry, a little technical difficulty. IMDb has it at a 7 out of 10, 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, 53% Metascore, and a 3.1 on the Letterboxd out of 5, with a May 22nd, 2026 release date. The budget was $165 million, and so far, globally, it's grossed a little over $162 million at the box office, while the cast has Pedro Pascal, Sigourney Weaver, Steve Blum, Jeremy Allen White, Martin Scorsese, and directed by John Fairview, however you want to say it.
Favreau,
here you go. John Favre. Let me find the synopsis real quick. This should be a unique conversation. I don't know. Once a lone bounty hunter, the Mandalorian and his apprentice Grogu embark on an exciting new Star Wars adventure. As soon as the movie was over, Zach, name your thought.
I had fun with it. I mean, quite simply. I mean, I know it probably has issues, but walking out, I was like, yeah, that was a fun little summer blockbuster, in my opinion. So, what about you?
I had fun with it. I try to go in with not too much expectation. But my honest opinion, when the movie was over, is I could watch that at home.
You could have saved it for Disney Plus.
Yeah. And this is not going to be a 2-hour or an hour or 45-minute conversation of me crapping on the Mandalorian and Grogu. I just feel, my honest opinion, in a short, non-spoiler review, because, again, we're only 15 minutes into the episode. Go check the movie out. It's in theaters. Go check it out. It was fun. It was fun to watch it on the big screen. But at the end of the day, if I can be honest, there was no real risk for the Mandalorian in this movie. His quote-unquote mission was over halfway through the movie.
Yeah. and
I feel like this was not even a glorified episode of The Mandalorian. Nothing was tied. Nothing was closed. You didn't get a final chapter. You didn't get a good, nice ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's set up for the adventures continue.
Basically, I mean, a lot of people have basically said that they summarize this as like you put 2 episodes of Mandalorian together, you get this film. And I mean, I can get that to a certain extent because I can understand, we're 16 minutes of this episode, so spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen Mandalorian and Grogu, go check it out, then rejoin us. The fact that, he saves Rada halfway through the film, and then it kind of does this whole nother chapter thing is, I can understand why you could make the argument. It's just 2 episodes put together.
And that's, if there was a positive out of this, A, we get another Star Wars movie on the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
B, you get to see the Mandalorian on the big screen. He's given his moment. And then C, we get introduced to Rada.
Yeah.
But if you look at the timeline, this is supposedly 20 years after Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly like 20, 30 years before The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So this is smack dab in between. There's really this movie just has no real risk or reward. There's no good payoff for anybody.
Yeah. I mean,
because let's look at it at Star Wars Rogue One. You have a prequel of A New Hope and a sequel to Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
You have a cast that nobody cares about. They all die at the end, but you get a perfect setup film for A New Hope, and you get a glorious Darth Vader kill scene at the end.
Yeah,
you don't get nothing like that here in this movie.
But man, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you needed that. I mean, I think you really. I mean, I sat through all 3 seasons of Mandalorian, and you could literally go into this film without even watching the show. I mean, quite seriously. I mean, it is its own independent journey. It really has no returning characters from the show. Maybe references to maybe 1 or 2, but other than Mandalorian and Grogu, these are all new Star Wars characters, which I think maybe you appreciate it because you didn't watch the show.
Yeah, and I do agree. You don't have to watch any of the seasons to understand and follow the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He did a very good job. He being Jon Favreau. Yeah. He did a very good job of not having to know anything before you go into this movie. I did watch season 1 and 2. I ran out short on time, so I didn't get to watch season 3. That's another thing. Season 2's season finale had way better payoff expectations than this whole movie did.
Yeah. I mean, I think the only disappointing part for me was just like, we spend at least the first hour and a half of this movie, or at least an hour of it, looking for Commander Coin. You could have got like a name person to play that role. Instead, it's just, to save time. It's like, it's actually the guy you were talking to like 2 scenes back. Like, what was the point in that? Why didn't you get like a Bryan Cranston or someone to do that role?
Because they were already over budget.
Basic, maybe, yeah.
But another thing is, like, I think this movie could have done really good at being like an hour and 40-minute movie.
No, yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, maybe it's just
the 2 hours really felt 2 hours.
There was only one section where I thought the pacing slowed down, and that was when Grogu was by himself trying to heal Mando. That was the only part of that. I was just like, okay, so we're really going to stop down and do this for about 15 minutes.
Yeah. And then the scene where he got like the poison medicine for him to eat.
Yeah. With that weird alligator looking creature. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was Randall from Monsters, Inc.
That's where he went, man. So this is a crossover event. No, I think my own personal judgment on this film was maybe based off the fact that I got to see this in IMAX 3D and it looked really, really good. It was filmed in IMAX. It looked really good. I thought the 3D was on point. And so that opening sequence with the at and the AT-ATs on the side of the mountain. That looked really good in IMAX. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask how your theater experience was. I'm glad to know that you got like really good 3D out of it. My theater was actually elbow to elbow.
oh really? I went at 12:30 on Sunday in an IMAX, and there was maybe 25 people in there. Like there was no one sitting next to me, no one sitting in front of me, next to me, or nothing.
I went on Sunday at 1 p.m. and it was not IMAX, but it was the biggest theater they had, and it was elbow to elbow.
You saw it today?
Sunday
or Sunday? Okay.
Yeah,
that's right. Because did you see Passengers before this or Amanda?
Yeah, I saw Passengers 11 on Sunday, and then I saw Rogue One or Star Wars after that.
Yeah, you texted me. It was just like Passengers was not for me, man. It's not great.
Not to mention, I almost fell asleep twice during The Mandalorian.
No, I feel like. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I really do feel like there had to be some kind of big risk reward going into this, or else you're literally just getting 2 episodes. You really are. Argue with me if you want, but you're really just getting 2 Mandalorian episodes on the big screen. There's no ooh or ah about this movie at all.
No, I mean, I think the visuals were good. I thought Pascal's performance was pretty on point. Grogu is always cute to look at. I thought, honestly, probably the best part of it was Jeremy Allen White as Rod of the Hutt. I thought it was a very charismatic performance, because I think we've been conditioned to believe that the Hutts are major bad guys, obviously because of Jabba from Return of the Jedi.
How dare you?
But it was kind of good to take, because I thought going in that he was going to be the big bad. As like, okay, you cast Jeremy Allen White as a Hutt character. I was like, okay, that could be interesting. That could be a cool villain, but it was not that at all.
And not to mention, I was kind of upset about that, because the Hutts had always had the big, nice, thick, different like accents, right? Mm-hmm. Jeremy Allen White, Rada is just sitting here sounding like a Ken doll from Barbie. Oh, yeah. And it's the first ever Hutt that we see with a 6-pack.
There was a part of me in my brain, I was just like, couldn't get past that, but it's just like, no, it's a different character design, obviously, because we know Hutts are like big and bloated and everything. Giant worms, essentially. Yeah, that's your favorite part of that movie, right? But no, I thought, I mean, they just altered the pitch of his voice in post. I mean, that's pretty much all it is. But, I mean, like I said, the action sequences were good. The gladiator sequence was actually probably one of the standout parts of the movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and completely, throw it away, but there were some...
Yeah, give me some positives that,
some positives. The snow scenes were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Where he took down the Imperial walkers. I thought those were really cool. I did like the gladiator sequence. I thought that was really, really cool. We got a comment. I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but did the movie tie into the show? Like you had to watch the show to understand it? No,
not at all.
No, you do not have to watch the show to enjoy the movie.
I mean, this is like basically a side quest, quite literally. I mean, Sigourney Weaver's not even in the TV show, but she's only in this movie for like, what would you say, like 15 minutes?
I like the side quest answer, because it literally, there's no before and after. Like I said, it really does feels like a bonus episode of The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
like a deleted scene,
basically. Yeah, just they wrote a whole episode in The Mandalorian and they forgot to film it. It's like, and they found it on the cutting room floor.
I even like the scene where he's going up against that big octopus-looking thing.
The giant worm thing?
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool scene. Can I be honest? I did not like any... I think there was maybe 1 or 2 little Grogu scenes that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, I kind of felt like he was just in the way.
Yeah, I mean, but that's that character, though. I mean, you go back and watch the TV show. I mean, he does that a lot throughout the series.
Could you understand how they discovered each other? No.
No, they don't. No, you would have to watch the show for that. There's no
Yeah.
mention of that in the movie.
Yeah. But
There's no origin story. This is basically like they
a
do.
side quest. That's a really good way to put it.
It's a side quest, but they do a good job of saying you can come in, you can come watch this without having no knowledge of the TV show, essentially.
But see, I did want to bring this up to you. So I've only seen season 1 and 2. At the end of season 2, he was supposed to deliver him to a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Do they completely throw that out in season 3?
Basically, like somehow he just ends up together with Mando again. It's just like, what happened with the whole thing at the end of season 2? We're not going to address that, or they just say it in dialogue. Oh, he went and got trained with so and so, and now he's back. Like, okay, so we're just going to drop that.
That ending to season 2 would have been really good if it was the ending of this movie.
Yeah, and to me, I know you didn't feel this way, but I really thought that they were going to play with the idea. I thought, oh, are we going to kill off Pedro Pascal? And if there is going to be a season 4, is it just going to be Grogu by himself? Like, how is that going to work? But no, I mean, they don't.
They play it so well in the trailer that he's going to go, that he's going to die somehow.
Yeah.
And they kind of do it in the same way, I guess, with the movie where he gets bit by that thing and he gets poison in his body.
Mm-hmm.
But
then it's just Grogu by himself for about 15 minutes in the movie.
Yeah. So I think this movie would have been a lot better on my taste buds if it was about an hour and 40 minutes, and if they did at least just a little bit more of a payoff at the end.
That's fair. I mean, it literally sets it up like, okay, we'll see you in about 2 years for season 4, essentially.
But see, to me, it doesn't even set up for another season.
I mean,
unless it's Shrek and Donkey on another adventure.
How long were you waiting to save that comment? I mean, you can make an argument that, yeah, they're going off to do season 4 or whatever their plans are at Lucasfilm to do another something to do with Grogu and Mandalorian. Or you can make an argument as like, okay, that's it. They're going off to do their own thing. We're not touching it anymore. I mean, I think you could take it in 2 different ways, in my opinion.
You can go down road number C or road number 3 and say that this is just, they don't have any creative plans and this is all just a cash grab for more Grogu toys.
Yeah, I mean, I went to the Warren Theater and they had Grogu toys all over the place. So,
yeah. Not to mention the Burger King stuff that's going on with all the Grogu and Mandalorian stuff. That's where I think movies have come now, especially like big summer blockbusters. When we're talking about a Star Wars franchise, like, okay, we're happy with $200 million at the box office as long as we can get $200 million through merchandise.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then next year, like, you know, what's to say, oh yeah, we have Starfighter, but let's see what kind of little creature is going to be in Starfighter for them to sell $200 million worth of toys.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I get it. I mean, it's kind of annoying that Star Wars is basically at this point, it's a cash grab, essentially.
I mean, it always has been. But
to this point, it is essentially Grogu's queue, and kids want a Grogu.
So, right, but at this point, I didn't realize that it would the merchandise would alter the watching universe, if that makes sense.
You mean like we're just kind of now in the world of
creative
have to watch a TV show?
No. Like they're in the world of creative plans for a movie based off of toy sales.
Yeah. That
would be like, let's have Darth Vader and everything because his dolls just sell.
But you know what, man? I'm probably going to get some pushback from this, but you know what? That's one of the things I liked about this is that there's no connection to the Skywalker family. And that to me is one of the best parts about this. It's just like, we don't need to go back to Luke. We don't need to go back to Darth Vader. We don't need to go back to Han Solo and all that. It's just like, I feel like in this if this universe is going to continue to thrive and continue, we have to do something different. Whether that is Mandalorian and Grogu, we get 3 more movies out of that. If it's the Book of Boba Fett or Ahsoka or whatever it is, I feel like we need new blood, and we just need some, maybe not original ideas, because at this point, Star Wars is, at some point it's somehow connected to everything. But this new Starfighter movie that's coming out with Ryan Gosling next year, I'm very anxious to see. I'm very excited to see where that fits and what exactly the subject matter is going to be, essentially, when it comes to that film. Obviously, Ryan Gosling is going to be playing some kind of a pilot, which makes sense, but what that entails, I'm not really sure. So we'll just have to find out. And yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see like where this might lead to as far as the ending of Mandalorian. And it's also interesting, we didn't even talk about the budget to box office ratio. Like, it's barely making its money back. I know we have 2 more weeks until Scary Movie, and then Scary Movie is probably going to demolish everything.
Or Masters of the Universe. Who knows? I think the thing that's really going to challenge it is probably Disclosure Day. If not that, Toy Story 5 will definitely take that crown.
I don't. But see, that's the thing. I don't see Mandalorian being number 1 for another week. Next week is Scary Movie 6, and with the original cast coming back, and with how funny that trailer looks, Scary Movie is gonna go all the way to the top of the box office.
This week, I think it's safe to say that the number 1, the only things coming out this week is Backrooms and Pressure, the Brendan Fraser World War II movie, and then next week is Masters of the Universe and Scary Movie. One of those will dethrone it. I don't know. You might be right about Scary Movie.
I almost bet my left toe it'll be Scary Movie.
So you're gonna ship that to me in the mail if you're wrong.
Spoiler alert! That's a Euphoria spoiler.
Oh God! But let's track this, because every film except for Solo, which we talked about, I don't even know, years ago, all of them have made $1 billion except for Solo, which I don't. Do you see Mandalorian doing this?
No.
Do you think it'll make more money than Solo?
Absolutely not. I think if this movie was going to make $1 billion, it would have needed to at least get 300 million opening weekend.
That's fair. But do you think it has the legs to outdo Solo though? In box office,
what did Solo get? Like 500 million?
No, Solo's only like 350 million.
If Scary Movie 6 came out this weekend coming up, I would say it doesn't have a chance. But I think it has a chance to at least tie Solo.
393 million. It's about 400 million. So yeah, it could do. I think it can make $100 million more. $100 million more than that. But that's as far as we're going to get.
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to talk about favorite scene?
Before we get to favorite scene, what do you think of the? It was kind of a great joke or gimmick. What do you think of the Martin Scorsese character, the shopkeeper?
I've heard him before. Is he in an episode of The Mandalorian?
No, he's not. That character is not in season 3.
Oh,
he's not in any of the seasons. This is like a new character. Jon Favreau must have called in a favor, say, "Hey, do you mind voicing this character for me?"
Yeah, I think for sure it would have, like, I could have sworn I've heard that voice and creature from somewhere else, but I thought it was pretty cool.
But you have gone on like a Martin Scorsese binge, so maybe, everything.
It was a good tie-in.
Yeah. Sounds, everything. Were you surprised when his name showed up on the credits at the beginning? You're just like, oh, I didn't know he was in this.
Yeah, I think it was pretty interesting. Just the whole when I saw that name pop, I'm like, he's got to be playing like a CGI character. So,
Yeah.
but
Favorite scenes. I'm gonna go with the opening sequence on the mountain with the AT-AT and ATSTs. Um, and then probably anything with Rada, Jeremy Allen White's character, and the gladiator fight sequence. I thought was probably the big highlights.
I enjoyed the gladiator fight sequence, the Imperial walkers opening snow sequences. I thought it was a very fun introduction to the Mandalorian, making him seem like this really big, you know, BA character. Um, I think it's going to be it, man. Oh, and then the water scene where he's trying to escape the big squid worm looking thing. So, star rating, I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 5. I don't have any desire to rewatch this again. Am I going to buy the Blu-ray? Of course I will. Well, am I going to watch it as soon as I get it? Probably
No.
not. Does this make me want to go and watch season 3? No.
No.
I'm not going to watch season 3.
I will say I enjoy this way better than season 3. But I think the first 2 seasons still eclipse it quality wise, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm going to go a 2. And honestly, it could have flipped back or forth. It could have went 1.5. But there were 3 scenes that just stood out and was really good to me. And then the visuals were, I mean, it's a good looking Star Wars movie. I think the visuals for me itself is what gave it a star and a half. The other half a star came from those 2 or 3 scenes.
That's fair.
What about you?
I'm gonna go higher. I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. I think it's worth. I think the thing that really helped my viewing was seeing it in IMAX 3D, just having that experience watching it. If you get a chance to do that, I'd highly recommend it seeing in that format. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I did feel like I wasted my time watching the whole series again, but you know how that is. It's like if you don't watch it, you'll miss something. But if you do watch it, it has no connection whatsoever. But yeah, to me, at the end of the day, it's harmless. It doesn't rewrite the rules of Star Wars or anything like that. It doesn't. I mean, I kind of agree with you. It doesn't have no setup or anything. It's just a fun summer blockbuster, which is the only reason why I'm going to see it.
Let me ask you though, do you have the rewatchability? Would you want to go watch it again in theaters in a regular setting? Or would you buy the movie?
No, I probably wouldn't buy it. It's pretty much like I've seen the show, I've seen the movie. I'm good till something else comes out. I'm curious to see what Starfighter is going to do this time next year. But yeah, I put it in my top 5 of Star Wars movies, so clearly I like it in some fashion.
Yeah. Man, that does it for the month of May. What a month we had. Some classic movies that we've never seen, and then some movies that we just haven't even talked about. June is going to be almost the exact same thing.
I know you're excited for next week.
I'm excited for next week, man. Terminator, the original, the OG, is week 1 of June. Week 2 of June is going to be Gran Torino. Week 3 of June is going to be Disclosure Day. Week 4 is going to be Toy Story 5. And then the 5th and final week of June is going to be Catch Me If You Can, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited. This is to me this is a big time month. I had went back and forth about trading out some of these movies with maybe Supergirl because I forgot that movie even came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those will just be fun side pieces that we can talk about during recent watches. I think we have to somewhat in this year talk about a Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
I
feel like that's a perfect one to do.
We have to talk. I just feel like the original Terminator is a must talk. We also have to give our salute and our final salute to Arnold Schwarzenegger for the calendar year. We have to
two
talk.
Spielbergs.
We have to talk Disclosure Day just because of how big this movie feels like it could be, and maybe what it ties into. We have to talk Toy Story 5 because we've never talked a Toy Story movie, and it'll be fun to rank all 5 films. And then you know what? It's always fun when we talk Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks. So I think June is important for the month of film, and I think it's also important for this podcast and 5 really distinct movies that I just cannot wait to talk about, honestly. And it all starts next week.
Yeah, June's going to be fun. We have we have 2 Spielbergs, a Clint Eastwood, an Arnold, and we finally get to talk some Toy Story. And then July is even going to be bigger, guys. We won't announce what's going to be July, but I'll just say that it's up there with June.
And you know, I did get some emails this week about how come we're not doing some newer movies this June like we did last June. And I mean, we're doing two brand new movies.
We got 2 releases.
We got 2 new releases out of 5. But you know, guys, that's also what Recent Watches is for. Recent Watches can sometimes be a longer segment. Let's say me and Zach both go see Supergirl, and during that episode, we could have a 15-minute conversation on Supergirl.
Yeah.
So that's how important each segment is. Recent Watches is going to be crucial. That segment's not going away anytime soon. We always have fun about what we recently watched and talked about. So that segment is here to stay.
Well, and you know me, guys. Like, it's summer movie season. I'm probably going to be at the theater every weekend seeing something. So I'm going to be our newscaster when it comes to new releases.
So, and don't forget, this episode is always brought to you by San Marcos Mexican Restaurants, located right here at 2301 Southwest 59th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Give them a phone call for to-go order at 405-685-7773 and let them know that the Cine-Men Movie Podcast sent you. And don't forget, you can hit us up on the social media pages. We're doing giveaways, digital copy giveaways. San Marcos gift certificates are coming again. So visit the social medias, facebook.com/the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Instagram is all one word, Cine-Men Movie Podcast. X, Cine-Men405. And then you can email us like some of you have already done this past few weeks, cinemen921@gmail.com. Hit us up, and you can watch us every single week right here on Facebook Live or Imasawa Productions YouTube channel. So, and then our audio episodes, they come out every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. You can listen wherever you listen to podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Amazon Music, and also by way of prescribedfilms.com. Go to www.prescribedfilms.com, and you can check us out on the Prescribed Films Network. So check us out any different which ways you can. Zach, it is game day, and the Oklahoma City Thunder is, I think tonight is a must win. I think you have to win. You have to win game 5. You do not want to go back to San Antonio down 3-2.
No, we really need to win that. We really need to win this and go back to San Antonio. Just finish it out. That way we're off to the finals. Yeah, because the New York Knicks won last night. They swept the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they are on to the finals. And they get a break. They don't have to play again until June 3rd. So they can rest up. They're good to go.
Oklahoma City, if you're a Thunder fan, because this podcast is taking place live every single week from Oklahoma City, we have to, man. We have to win tonight, get some rest, because we've got some players that are injured. And, yeah, man, San Antonio's been tough, but I think we have to win tonight at home. It's a must-win for the Thunder.
Absolutely. So we're going to get off here. We're going to go support our Thunder, and we'll be back next week for the Terminator. Thunder up, guys. Don't forget, next week, brand new episode as we talk the Terminator on another new episode of the Cine-Men Movie Podcast. Thunder up.